83-61 the final score here at the Bryce Jordan Center as Penn State takes down the Wolverines of Michigan, 83-61. Zachgershman here on the Penn State Postgame Show with Seth, Lundy. Seth, 22 points for you here today. Talk about your performance specifically, as well as the team's overall performance.
Yeah, my performance, it always starts with the team. We had a great 2 days of prep for this game, and I feel like we did a great job with that. And, a lot of guys who was locked in, we came off a rough loss against Rutgers, and we knew we had to bounce back with this one. And, the team was just locked in. And, we just got that team where, everybody could score the ball. So whoever's hot, we get on the ball, and that's just what we do. Our team is so selfless, and we just love each other.
Talk a little bit about the message from that Rutgers loss. Obviously, it was a challenging one for the team, but you guys took it, as you said, great couple days of practice, and you were able to see the results here. What does it say about the team that no matter what the previous score outcome was, you're able to bounce back and come home with the win?
Yeah, we just got that veteran group of guys. We got that older group, and a lot of us been through this before. In the Big Ten, games like that happen. Like the best teams, the top 4 teams, sometimes lose by 20. And we came out there, and we knew it was unacceptable though. So coach was on us about that, and we just had to emphasize defense and be able to play better offensively, move the ball better, cut better, be better cutters. A good screener is a good shooter as well. So once you set a good screen, and then you might get somebody else open, and they might open up something for you. So, our team is just selfless, and, we just got to keep playing like that.
You talked a little bit about the veteran leadership on this team. Andrew Funk, 1,500 career points today. Talk a little bit about his performance, what he's meant to this program, transferring over and making an impact on this team.
Yeah. When a few of the coaches told me that they was interested to get Funk here, I was excited right away. It was no jealousy there. It was all love between us two. We battled against each other in high school, so I was familiar with his game. He was familiar with mine. And so when he came here, it was just all open arms with him. We knew that he could help this program out, and we knew we could help him out as well. So it was just a win-win situation for both of us.
Yeah, the Philadelphia high school basketball scene is one of the best in the country. Now, for your team today, you mentioned a little bit about the crowd previously. When we spoke to you last week against Nebraska, you said, if Nittany Nation sees this, we need you guys. You guys make an impact. Talk a little bit about the impact that Nittany Nation made today, because it was as loud as it could be.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, the crowd really get us going. They give us that extra boost of energy. They might not believe it, but they really do. And they feed off of our energy, and we feed off of their energy. So we just go out there. We play for the fans. I know Coach said, we play for each other and stuff like that, but we also play for the fans as well. We love the fans that come out and support us, and, we wish that more and more could come out each game.
So for Penn State, now you guys improved to 8-0 when leading by when scoring 40 points in the first half. What does a strong first half start do for the team as you enter the second half?
Yeah, I just feel like, you start the game off strong, you got to finish strong as well. And, when we score 40 points in the first half, it just the momentum just keeps going for the second half. It doesn't stop. And we know we just got to start off the first 4 minutes, the first media with defense, and we know that we're going to get great shots. And I've said that a million times, our best offense is our best defense. So, we play defense, we get out, we get in transition buckets, fast break buckets, and, it just opened a lot of things up for us.
Obviously, you'll take time, you'll enjoy this victory, but then the game plan will start to begin for Purdue on Wednesday. How does it help you when you have familiarity playing a team twice in a season, being that they're going to be the first team you play twice this year?
Yeah. Playing the team twice is just, it's all about who wants it more. Both teams are familiar with each other. Everybody know each other's strong weaknesses and strengths, and at that point it's just everybody got a good feel with it for each other. People you guarded last game, how they guarded me and stuff like that. So it's just all about who wants it more. Who gonna be the tougher team? The tougher team set the rules, and we're gonna go out there. We're gonna play great defense, and like I said, we gotta just run them, and we're gonna go in that stadium. Mackey's is a great arena to play in, but we're going to come up and show up.
Last question for you here. Today was the Thon game, and there was a lot of color throughout the arena, and that's also part of the reason why there was so many people in attendance. What does Thon mean to you, being a senior here at Penn State, having seen what Thon means to the Penn State community?
Yeah, Thon is huge to the Penn State community. It's huge to me as well, Not going to lie, coming as a freshman, I wasn't really familiar with it. I didn't really know much about it. But, the culture here and the community here is like no other, The way that people support Thon, and, it's like no other. That was our biggest crowd today because of Thon. And, shout out to Thon and stuff like that. They do a great job with these activities and stuff like that. And, I think that it's coming up soon too, isn't it? The big thon thing. So
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. So everything, shout out to, we do everything for the kids at 2K.
Doing everything for the kids and for Nittany Nation. Seth, thank you so much for joining us here on the Postgame Show.
Thank you.
Penn State with an 83-61 victory over the Michigan Wolverines, and it was allowed all throughout the entire time. You heard Seth talk about right there how impactful the crowd is to the experience here. And Nittany Nation definitely did show up, and if you're watching back on some of the highlights on the Big Ten Network, you will see all the color throughout the arena as fans were wearing blue, green, yellow, orange. Doesn't matter what the color is, but all for one common goal, being for the kids, for Penn State's thon. The largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world, that is. And right now, Juwan Howard speaking to the media. We'll bring you Coach Shrewsbury's press conference in just a little bit. Now, Penn State, let's talk a little bit about some of the stats in this one. The first half, 49-32 win, and as I mentioned to Seth, the team now improves to 8-0 when scoring 40 points in the first half. This Jalen Pickett continues to be one of the best ballers in the entire country. Every single coach has talked about it. Every single visiting coach has talked about it. And the numbers continue to show why that is the case. 25 points for him today, 17 in that first half, and 8 points in the second half. Mikey Henn also got the starting nod today for Micah Shrewsbury's squad and was incredible. Had back-to-back three-pointers in this contest in the first half, and the crowd, the roof was almost going to blow off, I thought. How are we going to have a roof for Thon if it was going to blow off with how many threes were going off and how much the crowd was cheering for that. Talk a little bit more. 18-0 run in the first half for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Incredible. They stopped Michigan's offense with Hunter Dickinson and Jet Howard being two of the top players in the Big Ten as well. Seth Lundy talked a little bit about how defense, starting off hot, starting off strong, and that's exactly what it was for them. And Andrew Funk, 1,500 career points. Seth Lundy scored his 1,000 point about 2-3 weeks ago when the team hosted Indiana here. Miles Dredd also a couple weeks prior when the Nittany Lions. When Miles Dredd hit 1,000 points there. And Andrew Funk transferring over here from Bucknell, coming to Happy Valley and making an impact right away. 1,500 career points for him. 9 threes were also made in that first half. And we talk a little bit about how Penn State lives by the three ball. They were living it up today. 9 threes in that first half and 49 points, also the most in the first half this season. Now we'll toss it over to the media room where Jalen Pickett and Mikey Henn, two players we just spoke about, are speaking to the local media.
Come in. What's it like to see someone like that who doesn't get those kind of minutes come in and have that kind of an impact in a game like this where you kind of needed a win?
It's big, I see him, like Mikey said, I see him working. I see how hard these guys working. Like, our freshmen are probably about to get shots up when everybody gets out of the practice gym. And, guys like Evan who played some games and then didn't get a lot of time today, just got, and Kanye too, just got to tell them to, stay the course. This is what happens, sometimes you play in some games, you don't in the others, but I see these guys, so I'm just so excited when they get their names called and they just, finally come out there in the game and get their opportunity. I'm just going to cheer my guys on every day.
It's a 18-2 run to close out the first half. What kind of went into that run? Was there maybe a timeout you guys had where you kind of all huddled up, you're like, all right, let's do this thing, or what went into that?
For us, we felt like we had a good game plan coming in, a new lineup. So, we were getting good shots early. We just felt like we had to clean up some early mistakes we were making on the defensive end. And we felt like once we started getting on our run, we were connected and we were moving on defense and talking and communicating. So that was allowing us to get out on offense.
Yeah, I think it just started on defense today, honestly, for us, and then fueled our offense. Jalen made a bunch of shots early, and we just never looked back.
Jalen, we heard Micah kind of challenge you guys after the Rutgers game on Tuesday. What were these past few days like, and what was it like, kind of hearing that and getting to the point where you can respond to it?
He challenged us, and he did it in kind of, looking back on it, was kind of a funny way. He made it like a highlight tape, calling us soft, because we played soft on the road. So we came out this game really focused on, setting screens, being physical, boxing out, and, making people play our game. So Coach Shrewsbury is a great motivator. Great coach, and we're just going to keep getting better.
Guys, Hunter Dickinson only got 6 points. What was the game plan trying to double him up and limit him to only a minute amount of points?
That was the game plan of playing, kind of like two bigs, try and make it tough on him, wear his body down, and you got to credit Mikey, Kayla, Miles, Kevin, whoever came in. They made it really tough for him. He's a great player, so, to try and hold him under to 6-2, that's just a credit to these guys and how hard they worked, and Coach Shrewsbury drawing up another, great game plan.
Jett Howard came out hot, and second half, it's the adjustments. You completely shut him down. What do you think went into that?
I mean, we just, as I said earlier, we just came together with our defense today. There was a lot of emphasis defensively these last couple of days. Shrews called us soft in the media, whatever it was. We tightened some stuff up today, and, Jett came out and he was hot. Second half, we made his catches harder. We hedged out on screens, and he just didn't have as easy of a time getting shots up.
Yeah, Mikey, doesn't really have to do with the game, but you wear these Uno shoes every week. Do you have like a NIL deal with them or something, or you just like how they look?
Nah, that'd be cool. It'd be cool if Giannis could shout me out or something. But nah, I started wearing these last off season, just the Giannis's in general, and they've been my favorite basketball shoes. So I just have kept it going.
Mike, way back on Media Day, you mentioned to me that you wanted to just come in and make an impact wherever you can. Yep. Tonight, how rewarding is it for you to make an impact the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. I've just been waiting for the opportunity, and I feel like I always play my best against the best players, and I went out and did that tonight against Hunter, and it's just exciting. This team's got a lot more to give. We have a lot more exciting basketball ahead of us, and I'm excited that we played and responded the way we did today.
At this point in the season, when Coach Howard actually talked about, just as one of those days where the basketball gods, because some of those shots just hit every single inch of the rim and then fell, or were shots that, maybe on another night wouldn't fall. At this point in the season, when you have those moments leading into Big Ten, the home stretch of the Big Ten play, what does it mean momentum-wise and just mentality-wise to have those shots fall when maybe on another night they wouldn't?
It's big for us. We feel like when we play good basketball and we get guys a couple open looks early and they kind of get in a rhythm, then, the tougher shots are going to go in eventually. But we felt like we played good offense all night long. So we got a really good shooting team at home, and that's got to travel on the road for us now. So I can't wait to see what this team holds. I mean, it was good energy even after the loss to Rutgers. So we feel like we have a good stretch coming up where we can, put some road games, get some road wins. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Mikey Henn and Jalen Pickett speaking to the local media on your screen right there. Welcome back to our postgame show. Zachgershman here, taking you through the recap of today's 83-61 performance, the victory for the Nittany Lions. I want to talk quickly a little bit about those two players, Jalen Pickett and Mikey Henn. Something I want to quickly bring up. And around the 11:30 mark in the second half, it appeared as if Coach Shrewsbury had his hands up trying to tell Jalen Pickett to slow it down. But he blew right through that stop sign and found Seth Lundy for a wide open three, which also made the crowd erupt here at the Bryce Jordan Center. And we talk a lot about the three ball. Mikey Henn, as mentioned earlier, with back-to-back threes in that first half. After that second one, you couldn't help but see him smile. And that was so rewarding to see for Mikey Henn, because as you heard there in the press conference, he said he wants to play against the best. He wants to be the best. And right there earlier today here at the Bryce Jordan Center, especially in that first half, he did exactly that, shutting down Hunter Dickinson, who only had 6 points here today in today's game. Jett Howard did finish with 21, but it did not matter because Penn State comes away with the 83-61 win. And now we'll go take it over back to the press conference room where our head coach, Micah Shrewsbury, will be speaking to the local media.
Keep this short so you guys can go watch the Eagles game. Colts season's been over for a long time. Just proud of our guys and proud of our effort. And I told them this. I just told them this in the locker room. I was like, hey man. I challenged them after that game at Rutgers. But that's what families do. That's what families do. They get on each other. They challenge each other. They fight. They do what they need to do. But they're still family. They're still family. And there's nobody else that I'm rolling with but these guys. So I challenged them, and they responded. But I also told them, like, you guys are my family, and I got 2 sisters, and it used to be the same exact way with them. Like, we'd fight and we'd talk about each other, but if somebody else says something about them, I'm coming to their defense as quick as possible. And the same exact thing with my team. I always got those backs. I'm always riding with those guys. And I can talk about them. I can say whatever I want to because that's my family. But anybody else says something about them, they got to come see me.
Mike, I would assume there's only so many times in the season when you could say that sort of thing about your team. Did you have the sense that they were going to respond the way they did, or did you not know?
I mean, I know these guys. I know these guys. I keep it 100 with them all the time, right? And you know, I tell it how it is, and I you know, call it how I see it, right? I'm not gonna like beat around the bush and tell them something to make them feel good or make them feel bad or whatever it might be. I'm just gonna tell them the truth. Like sometimes people need the truth, but I know this coop. I know their character. I know their makeup. I knew how they were gonna play today. Like I didn't know we were gonna win like this. I knew they were gonna compete the right way, play the right way, and we did that on both ends of the court.
You complain about offense kind of dictating defense and wanting defense to dictate offense. Did you feel like you got that tonight?
I thought we did. You know, we only forced 8 turnovers. I think we only had 2 at halftime, but our activity and our energy, it felt like way more. And that was it. Like we were flying around. We were flying around defensively. We were making it tough on them. Like I thought Jet Howard got too many open looks. We had to clean that up a little bit better. But I thought we did a great job on everybody else of shutting off what they wanted to do, of giving them one shot. They got some offensive rebounds, but I think like the last 6 minutes of the first half, they didn't get any. And that's when that group's locked in. When we're guarding like that, we're going to make shots. You deserve to make shots. You deserve to make plays when you guard, when you're locked in on that end.
Keba was out of the starting lineup tonight, obviously, but it looked like he was a little bit more aggressive on both ends of the court. Have you seen kind of a mentality shift for him, and how was tonight for him, you know, and how did he respond to not starting?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was fine. Like, you know, we had a spirited practice on Wednesday after the Rutgers game. And it wasn't anything that he didn't do. I thought Mikey and Caleb played really well in practice those 2 days, and I wanted to reward them for what they did and how they played. I think, you know, Keba is continuing to grow. Like, you know, there's things that like everybody wants to like get on him, like he catches it and Doug's there and like he dribbles. But like, hey man, like nobody else is 6'11" or 6'10". Like, what would you do if you caught it in the post? You don't know. Like it sounds good when you're standing out there watching what, you know, until you get out there and get a bucket against somebody else, and like just cheer for the dude, man. Like he's competing, he's working, he's trying. He is getting better. He's attacking the rim. He made some good plays the other day, finishing the ball. I thought he could have gotten more, but he is playing more aggressive. He's been doing it in practice too, and he's making strides.
Mikey talked about kind of staying ready because he knew he would get his chance eventually, and I think that, you know, that he showed up today. I mean, what has he been doing behind the scenes to put himself in this kind of position? What has he really brought this year?
I think he practices well. He stays with a good attitude when he doesn't play at all, or when he plays a little bit and gets a quick hook, right? Like, I've just been trying to get him to do it our way, right? Do it the way that I want him to do it. And, you know, it's hard. He plays a lot of different programs. There's a lot of different habits to break, right? So maybe it took him this long to do it. But, you know, I thought he did good things for us. I thought he got guys open, which is what we were asking for. And then he played off of that, right? So he's getting Funk open now. He's slipping behind. He's getting to the rim and getting layups. He's catching it on the perimeter, getting shots because he's getting other guys open and kind of playing off of them. And if he continues to do that, he'll keep playing.
All right, you got Seth, Lundy, and Andrew Funk. How do you think they contributed tonight, and if they contributed it better? I'm sorry. And how do you see them getting more consistency, taking it on the road?
Yeah, and that's kind of the biggest thing for us. Those guys have really, you know, you take Seth out, I think the Wisconsin game, he was in foul trouble a bunch, and Funk's been better on the road at different times. We played with more purpose offensively, right? Like, we talked about our defense and how we wanted to guard people with more energy, but we talked about our purpose offensively. What are we looking for on every possession? And I thought we did that, and I thought it got those guys better shots, better looks. So we got to keep playing that way, right? There's no secret, but you also have to do it every single time. Just because we did it tonight against Michigan doesn't mean we're going to do it again against Purdue. We got to play the same way. We got to play with the same purpose. And now I think those guys continue to get opportunities, continue to get looks, and they're going to make more times than not. But I thought they did other things which helped them. They both had 7 rebounds. They were both great cutters and getting to the rim and drawing attention, drawing help, which freed each other up as well.
Micah, you guys won the rebound battle tonight and then held Hunter Dickinson to a season-low 6 points. You talk about more energy on the defensive end. What kind of went into that defensive preparation with the double teams and then just forcing their guys like Jet just to make tough shots?
Yeah. I thought Coach Fairley did a great job of preparing us and getting us ready for what they wanted to do, how they wanted to run, the different actions that they did to get Hunter the ball. People have just been force-feeding the ball in the paint to us, right? There comes a time when you got to take a stand and you got to do something different. So I thought we needed to be a little more aggressive today. Like I said, we could have did a better job on Jet, but he's a good player, man. He makes tough shots. He's got size, so he can shoot over the top of you. But we didn't let everybody else get going. I think that was the key. So as long as we held him in check, and Hunter Dickinson's like a really good player. He's such a great passer that when you double him, it's a little bit scary because, he can find people. But I thought the guys that weren't involved in the double really were flying around and playing with second efforts.
Micah, you guys basically had this one in the bag by halftime with that 18-0 run. And when you're up by that much, your starters played a lot. What was your mind, can you just walk us through your mentality of keeping those guys in for prolonged minutes when you probably could have pulled them given the lead? And then also, second question, Coach Howard talked about, sometimes there's just days where the basketball gods are looking down on you, and today was one of those days. That's not to take away from your preparation or anything, but some days it's just one of those days. When those shots fall, what does that mean at this point in the season, especially in Big Ten play?
Yeah, I wanted our guys to keep playing just because, the calendar is about to flip to February. And we want to be playing our best basketball through February and into March. So we got to continue to play the right way, no matter what the score is. There was I think the under-8 media talked about, hey, this 7 minutes and 43 seconds is really important. I don't care what the score is. Let's execute the right way and let's guard the right way because we're going to be in close games and we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to play this way and stay sharp. So I wanted us to be as sharp as possible. And some guys didn't get a chance to play as much tonight. It doesn't mean I don't believe in them. Maybe the next game is theirs and they get more of an opportunity. But those guys were playing so well, I want to give them a chance to continue playing well and finish the game the right way.
There have been some instances this year where you have a big lead at the half and then the second half comes along. Maybe you take the foot off the gas and the score is a lot closer than maybe you thought it would have been at halftime. So as a head coach, kind of what did you do differently this time around to maybe help maintain that run and not take the foot off the gas?
Yeah, I don't know if I did anything different. A couple of weeks ago, we practiced halftime. We practiced for 40 minutes. Then we went in the locker room and watched film for 15 minutes. And then we came back out, well, not the whole 15, but about 10 minutes. Then we came out with 5 minutes. We warmed up and then we scrimmaged. Not to say that helped anything, but it made me feel good, right? At least I'm practicing things that are hurting us. I thought our guys were they stayed locked in. Right? It helps when we get the ball first, right? Because now I get to kind of dictate what I see and see if we can score a basket right away or at least get the shot that we want. But then we went back down and we responded with a stop, and they continued to play that way. So I was proud of how we came out to start the second half. You know, kind of kept the crowd in it, which was great. Like, you know, we had a great crowd, you know, tonight. We had a great crowd last Saturday. You know, that's what I was talking about the other day, that environment, right, helps you go on these big runs like this, right? That's what happened at Rutgers. Like, when you play on the road, it's how do you maintain or how do you not let people go on runs? How do you keep the crowd out of the game? I thought we went on that run a long one, you know, over 2 halves, and it kept everybody in it. And our guys really fed off that. So I appreciate everybody that showed up. I appreciate the people that have been here when nobody else has been here, right? I really appreciate them. But everybody that came, like, I appreciate you, and we need you. We got a lot more games to come. Halfway through the league, we got 4 home games left, and they're all big, man. They're all magnified. So we need everybody that can make it to help us through and help us make a push towards March. Thank you, guys.
Micah Shrewsbury wrapping up his post-game press conference with the local media. And I must say, I've always loved Coach Shrewsbury, but starting off the press conference by bringing up the Philadelphia Eagles just simply brings a smile to my face. Now, Coach Shrewsbury said families challenge each other, and that was the message when they took to practice. Ultimately, the results showed here on the court, coming away with the largest victory over the Michigan Wolverines in Nittany Lion history. One of those players that was a key part of the victory was Andrew Funk, finished with 19 points, 1,500 career points achieved today, and our very own Destiny Sanchez caught up with him post-game.
Here post-game with Andrew Funk, 19 points on the game today. What about your performance on this court do you think contributed to tonight's success?
Yeah, you know, I think I've been playing really well at home. I think this crowd gives us a big boost, and I think that was a big part of my success today.
You guys were up 49-32 at the half. It's kind of easy to relax a little bit when you got a nice lead. How important was it to keep that intensity throughout the entire game?
Yeah, you know, we've struggled coming out of halftime, so that was a big emphasis for us today, especially we wanted to keep our foot on the gas and, you know, eventually keep growing that lead.
You have Purdue in West Lafayette coming up on Wednesday. The last time you saw them was at the Palestra. How important is tonight's win for momentum going into Wednesday?
Oh, it's huge. You know, every win in this league is big, and you got to keep building on them. And, you know, that's one of the hardest places to play in the league. They're a really good team, but we're going to do everything we can to be ready to go.
Andrew, congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew and Destiny, for joining us on the post-game show. As Coach Shrewsbury said in the press conference, only 4 more games remain here at the Bryce Jordan Center for his team, and he is encouraging all fans, come out to the BJC because this team, Seth said it, Andrew said it, all the players, Jalen, Mikey in the post-game press conference, this team feeds off of the Nittany Nation energy that they provide, and it's what ultimately prevailed them here today to an 83-61 victory over the Michigan Wolverines, as previously mentioned, the largest in program history. And that'll wrap it up here on our post-game show on all of our GoPSU sports platforms. I'm Zachgershman signing off right here from the Bryce Jordan Center.